hearing about it, was cut in overtime, but yet I did see there was some overtime in various departments, and I just wanted to make sure that those are necessary overtimes, because I know the police force is one that's been very, we heard that they were cutting back on the overtime, but I did see that there was still overtime in other departments. And so I just want to make sure that that was necessary. Because I know our police force are needed on, out in the, I saw them out today on their motorcycles out on the corner out by the old Walmart, the dark Walmart. So I do know that they were out, and I just want to make sure we have proper funding, but at the same time, I also saw it in other departments. And I do know we need a plan for emergencies, but at the same time, I saw other internal, such as HR having overtime. So I just didn't know if that was something that was necessary and the reasoning why they would need overtime, because usually that can be worked internally.
Sit down with each department, and we pretty much went line by line item to decide, what they needed, and they had to justify why they were using, or that needed the specific amount for that line item. And so everything that we now present to you, we pretty much have whittled down as much as we can and still make that department viable and predictable for the budget, so far. What we're looking at is this year is going to be very tough for all department heads because we're going to be holding them to their budget. They have to actually follow it. If you look at it, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, Chief Perry, I want to say they get $64,000 overtime a month. Is 56,000 dollars per month in overtime. That's just an overtime.
And that's the new limitations, or is that what they've been using historically? And is that?
No, that's the new limitations, and that's to hold us within this budget.
And we can still maintain public safety with those new limitations, or are we finding ways around to maintain that we still have?
We're going to work
proper
within
staff
that.
That we need to maintain.
We have the staff right now that they need to maintain public safety, and they work within the budget to make sure that works.
And they are okay with that?
Yes, they are.
Okay, I just want to make sure that Perry still understands that Chief Perry has a certain expectation.
Yes, a smile.
We have certain expectations as a public as well as the council when it comes to public safety. And I want to make sure that Perry understands that those expectations are still being met regardless of where the budget is, and that there's not going to be any kind of issue when it comes to that, because I'm seeing an increase in gangs. I'm sure you guys probably saw they tagged all of District 2 yesterday. We had all of those all over my side of town yesterday. So I do see that we have the increased gang force. I saw someone literally steal a bike in front of a kid across the street directly in front of me, where they took the kid, threw him on the ground, and took off on his bike. So those are kind of things that are happening in District 2, and I just want to make sure, and I'm sure it's happening in other areas. Unfortunately, I'm not in all those areas all the time. So I just want to make sure we're able to maintain public safety in the city with the new budget, or we're making the accommodations we need to make sure the city is still safe.
Yes, Chief Perry and I are meeting once a week, and I'm sure we'll be talking about the budget.
Thank you.